Here's how to fix your broken TikTok algorithm in 30 days. This is the exact 30-day volume sprint to force the algorithm to promote you, even if you're stuck at 200 views. Most creators think the TikTok algorithm is random and based on luck. They post sporadically, get stuck in 200 view jail, and assume their content just isn't good enough. But what if I told you the problem isn't your content? It's that you haven't given the algorithm enough data. By following this specific 100 videos in 30 days protocol, you can teach TikTok exactly who your audience is and force the algorithm to push you to thousands of new viewers. And this isn't just theory. I use this exact framework to grow from 0 to 680,000 followers on TikTok in less than 2 years. I didn't get lucky. I didn't dance. I don't have fancy videos. I don't have fancy equipment. I just executed this plan I'm about to give you. I call it my 100 video volume sprints. We're going to cover the niche lockdown rule that fixes your account categorization, my method for finding and copying viral TikTok hooks. This is really important when you're a brand new creator. You don't know what good looks like yet. So the best thing you can do is copy proven hooks from other creators. And I'm going to show you Custom GPT you can use to also help brainstorm hooks and help you write scripts. And then we're going to cover the velocity rule of engagement that signals to the algorithm to push your content out further. Then we're going to talk about how do you actually hit 100 videos in 30 days? How much editing do you have to do? How much work does it take? This is a brute force growth plan if you are stuck being in 200 view jail. If you don't know me, my name's Sabrina Ramonov. I teach AI for free to millions of people, and I previously built and sold an AI company for millions of dollars. This is a really fun video for me to make because I've enjoyed a lot of growth on TikTok, and everybody asks me, how do you do it? So first, let's talk about the math of virality. This video is for you if you are ready to dominate TikTok in 2026. And the goal is simple: 100 videos in 30 days. That's roughly 3 to 4 videos every single day. Now, why so many? Because volume negates luck. You don't have to get lucky when you have so many videos that you're putting out there on a regular basis. And honestly, you get much more data faster when you post more. TikTok doesn't punish you for posting more, whereas other social platforms do punish you if you post too often. And TikTok gives you all the data you need to optimize every single post. So you can post 3 to 4 times a day, get the data you need to see what worked, what didn't work, and then double down on what worked in your next batch of videos. Every single day is precious in this 30-day challenge, so we're going to start posting today. Step 1, the niche lockdown. For the next 30 days, you are allowed to choose only one topic. If you post a cooking video on Monday and a business tip on Tuesday, you are confusing the TikTok algorithm. Our goal is to train TikTok on who our audience is so that TikTok knows who to show our videos to, and our videos are much more likely to resonate when we are targeting the right people. Okay, so pick one topic and stick to it. If you want to experiment with other topics, do it on another account. Don't touch this account. Step 2, after choosing your niche, is to master the viral hook. Alex Hormozy says he spends 95% of his time and effort on the hook because it's that important. So you are competing against brain rot and dance videos and super crazy, entertaining, hilarious stuff. They need to have a reason to finish watching it until the end. If a viewer doesn't stop scrolling, your content doesn't exist. The easiest way for a beginner to master the hook, and this is what I did when I first started out, is I learned from other people's viral videos. I just consumed lots of viral videos in my niche in order to understand what hooks actually resonated. So the hook is the most important piece of your content, and it includes the text that's visual in your video. It includes what you're saying, and includes any visual props that would grab somebody's attention. It's that first 5-10 seconds of your video. So here are common hook frameworks and examples that you've probably seen if you browse social media. For example, a pattern interrupt that begins with a surprising visual, authority builder, mention a widely held belief, but also why people are wrong. Unpopular opinion, for example. Problem agitate, just call out a really painful problem. Hidden secret, like these chat GPT prompts feel illegal to know. Before and after transformation, explanations, for example, before a weight loss program, after a weight loss program, right? Educational hook, social proof. I previously sold a company for millions of dollars, and here are 19 lessons I've learned by the age of 19. Mythbuster, quick win, and FOMO. So there are lots of different hook frameworks. I've also put together, and you can grab this in the video description, this curated list of over 1,000 viral hooks scraped from TikTok and Instagram. Okay. So this list is super awesome. It's kind of overwhelming. So I actually took this scraped list and put it into a GPT, and I'll show you how that works in a bit. But first, let's look at some viral videos in a particular niche. So let's say we go to TikTok. So let's say you're going to make videos about personal finance or finance tips. So just search finance on TikTok and then scroll through this list and pay attention to which videos jump out at you. Like maybe it's this: finance habits to do when you turn 18, 3 finance tips every girl should know about, finance is easy. I kind of like this one and how raw it is: get ahead financially as an average person. So go ahead and click on that. And what you're going to do when you find a video like this is go ahead and listen to the first 10 seconds of the video. That's the hook. This is the visual text hook. So it's here. And then kind of the visual hook is just like him sitting in a car. So it feels really authentic and raw. So what you're going to do when I say copy this person's hook is literally in your video. So you're going to make a video on this exact topic, getting ahead financially as an average person. But of course, you're going to share what you really think about that. The way to think about this is, even though we're copying the hook, the title, if you gave that same prompt to 10 different finance experts, they would give you 10 very different answers. So you can think of the hook as the prompt for your educational spiel, right? So we're going to take a video and film it basically exactly like this. And then we're going to use this exact title. We can also expand the description here and look at some relevant hashtags he's using: hashtag landlord, hashtag realtor, hashtag house. So step 3 is actually creating your video. So we found this viral video, and now how do we actually translate this into our own content? So like I said before, we're going to take this person's hook: get ahead financially as an average person, and then we're going to write the rest of our script. Now, I've noticed a lot of people try to script stuff in the beginning. And I think that's fine when you're just starting out, because like you're not really sure what to say. But in my personal opinion, you come across as like way more natural if you ignore the script and just have talking points or bullet points for your video content. So let me show you what I mean. Let's go to ChatGPT, go to Explore GPTs, and then search for viral hooks for short videos. And you should see mine here: viral hooks for short videos, over 50,000 conversations. Okay. Open it up like this and then click Start Chat. And this is basically the GPT I built, which contains all of these viral TikTok and Instagram hooks. So this GPT knows all of these hooks and can brainstorm them. And we can also use this GPT to help us write the rest of our scripts. Let's say our hook is get ahead financially as an average person. Now remember, we're going to use that exact same hook and title, the exact positioning, the exact colors when we film our video. But this GPT is just going to help you create additional talking points for your script. Give me my 30-second viral based on this topic. So you can write something like this. Another variation of this, by the way, is ask me 3 questions about this topic, then output a 30-second viral script. This is a really cool variation as well. So this first variation, it will just output a viral TikTok script. And by the way, like countless people have gone viral using this exact GPT. It's trained on thousands of viral hooks from TikTok and Instagram. So what it's saying here is we're going to use this person's visual and hook as our first 5 seconds. And then here's the rest of the script. You don't need a 6-figure salary to get ahead, just a smarter plan. Here's how average people are leveling up in 2026. And then this variation is really nice too. So if you have really specific knowledge or a really unique opinion, this is going to ask you 3 questions about the hook, about the topic. Answer them just like you normally would, and then it's going to output a really personalized script that's in your voice and has your perspective. So let's say our target audience is mid-career millennials who feel burnt out. I am a millennial. So, what's your personal experience or angle sharing my story? What's your goal with the video? Let's just say get more views. And now this GPT is going to create that 30-second viral TikTok script. Here's how to get ahead financially as an average person. I'm 35, no trust fund, no side hustle. I'm just burnt out from working forever and feeling stuck. If you're mid-career, exhausted, and wondering how the hell people are affording anything, yeah, same. Okay, this is strong. Um, and so what you want to do is obviously tweak this so it's your words and your language, right? Don't just like read it from ChatGPT because that's awkward. And also people can detect that, but use this as a starting point. For example, this CTA may not make sense depending on what you're doing, depending on where you're trying to drive people. So tweak this to your liking and then go ahead and film the video. So again, you want it like proportioned just the way he has it. Like notice how his face is there, his body's kind of visible in the frame. He's in a very casual setting. And then the title is down at the bottom, white background, black fonts. Copy the hook exactly. Don't change anything. Just copy it exactly. But what's different is going to be your insight, your perspective and stuff from this script. And again, don't copy ChatGPT exactly. This was just an example. When you answer ChatGPT's questions, you would put more context than what I've put here, right? Okay, let's just find another example. This one day ago, 27,000 views. Boom, getting rich without getting up. That's a great hook. And then you can see, I like how he has captions at the bottom here. Captions do help a lot of folks who are not necessarily listening to the audio of your video. And look at his positioning here. He's like super casual with a laptop in front of him, laying in bed, right? So this is great. I honestly don't listen to entire videos. I just look at that first 5 to 10 seconds for inspiration. And that's all you have to do as well. You don't have to take anything that this person is saying. Take the hook. So he has this title up here. Again, white background, black font. Don't change this. Don't be clever. He has like a subtext here, and then he has captions right here. Super readable because he's wearing a black shirt. Okay, so just copy that to the best of your ability, right? And then use this GPT for brainstorming viral hooks and writing viral scripts. You can have it output the script directly or give you bullet points, or you can have it ask you questions first, like, what do you think about this topic? You reply, and then it outputs a viral TikTok script. In general, I'm not a big fan of like scripting content. I kind of just say what's on my mind. However, for beginners, I understand there's a lot of like anxiety and confusion about how to do this. So in the beginning, just follow this process. So just to recap, we searched for our keyword. Let's say it's finance. We paid attention to videos that really caught our attention. Here's another really good one. Okay, 3 finance tips every girl should know about. And we're going to just watch that first 10 seconds and pay attention to the hook they're using. We're going to copy that hook to the best of our ability, not the person's contents. I have no idea what their advice is. I just really like the hook, the way they're stopping my scroll and grabbing my attention. And then we're going to use this free GPT to help us write the rest of our script, the rest of our bullet points. And I honestly recommend this one if you have like a pretty unique perspective or domain expertise, because this allows you to share your perspective first, and then the GPT will format it into a viral 30-second script. All right, so now you've filmed your video, ready to go. You've copied the hook. You have an awesome script with the help of this GPT. Now people ask me, well, what do I write in the description? What do I write for my hashtags? Okay, so let's take a look at this video as an example. So the video is about 3 finance tips every girl should know about from a female engineer who makes 6 figures. Okay, the description is pretty similar. 3 personal finance tips every girl should know. FYI, it's taken me years to become financially literate, so give yourself grace. And then she has hashtags here that are relevant to the topic: personal finance, finance tips, financial literacy, and budgeting. Okay, so I basically do the same thing. So this description, you can think of it as what the search engines are going to index and what people are going to search for. Surprisingly, when I look at some of my viral videos, up to 30% of traffic comes from people searching on TikTok. So they're like searching ChatGPT prompts or finance tips, and then they find your video. That's how you can get videos that just keep growing and growing over many months and don't stop. And so what I would put in the description is just 2 or 3 sentences expanding on the topics in your video, you could take the script from ChatGPT and just paste it into the description. And then for the hashtags, you don't want to use overly generic hashtags like hashtag FYP. You want to collect 3 to 5 hashtags in your space and you use them again and again. For example, in the AI space, I pretty much use the same couple of hashtags again and again. Hashtag AI, hashtag artificial intelligence, hashtag ChatGPT, hashtag AI tools, hashtag automation, and make sure they're pretty big hashtags, like ideally over 500,000 uses for each one. The best thing to do, honestly, is to open a bunch of these viral videos in your niche and just look at what hashtags you're using. If I was in finance, these 4 would be absolutely perfect already. Let's open another one just to check. Getting rich without getting up. So we looked at this video earlier. This was 1 day ago, tons of views already. Budget, personal finance, and learn on TikTok. I've had good experiences with hashtag learning as well for educational type of content on TikTok. Okay, but don't overcomplicate the hashtags. You can only choose up to 5 anyway. So just choose the hashtags that seem like they fit really well for your niche. Personal finance, finance tips, budgets. Just to recap everything we've talked about, step 1 is locking down your niche. Remember, you're going to choose only one topic and you're going to teach the TikTok algorithm about this topic so it can figure out who to show your content to. Step 2 is mastering that viral hook. Like I said, Hormozy spends 95% of his time and effort on that first 5 to 10 seconds. What you're going to do is search for the keyword in your niche, find viral videos that already have a proven hook, and you're going to copy their hook exactly. That first 10 seconds, copy the text exactly, the color of the text, the positioning of the text, the size of the text, and then you're going to use the GPT that I showed you to help you write the bullet points for your scripts. You would put your input, spin it with your perspective. And then we talked about the description and hashtags. People way overcomplicate this. It's not really going to make or break your viral video, but make sure to use hashtags that are actually relevant to your audience and to your niche. And the easiest way to do that is to just open other viral videos in your niche and check out which hashtags they're using. The next thing that's really important, and I confess I don't do this often, but I did an experiment in the past couple of days where I experimented with commenting immediately to replies on my post versus not commenting at all. And obviously, when I'm super engaged and commenting immediately right after I drop a post, those videos tend to do much better than videos where I post and ghost. So what you want to do is when you post your video, spend the next 15, even 30 minutes, if you have 30 minutes, to reply to every single person commenting. So if you look here on the right-hand side, there's tons of replies here. What you want to do is like heart each reply. Okay, click reply, type something, and ideally ask a question to get that person to come back and give you an answer, because that activity of people coming back and forth and spending more time on your video, that activity signals to the TikTok algorithm that your video is interesting and that it should show it to more people. Especially if you have a video that sparks conversation and debate, those do extremely well. And that's why there are tactics like rage baiting just to get people to comment something on your video. This is also a fun way to use visual props. Let's open another finance video. This one has 1.7 million likes, which is crazy. And you can see like all the replies here. So this is great. There's a lot of engagement on this video, and that's what TikTok likes. Like the more people actually engage for real on a video, the more entertaining it is. Like how many times have you kind of gone down a rabbit hole just reading the comments of a video, right? That's why rage baiting kind of is a popular technique, unfortunately, but there are ways to kind of do that in an ethical kind of fun way. So another technique is to do something that's like visually jarring that people absolutely have to comment on. So I forget the name of this TikToker, but there's one person who will have like a really expensive purse in her videos and she leaves it wide open. And everyone in the comments is like, close your purse, protect your purse. Oh my gosh. Like they're freaking out about this. And so you can brainstorm all kinds of like fun visual things that you can do to get people to comment and engage as well. I personally don't do a lot of that, but if I was purely optimizing for TikTok, like if I was in a low point and I wanted to climb out of it, definitely having some kind of like hook that sparks conversation and engagement is a huge, huge thing for videos that do well. And the very last step is to look at the performance of the videos you've been posting and remake your winners. So what I mean by that, you go to one of my videos. So I made this last week, what happens when you ask ChatGPT to make as much money as possible, and it did really well. So I ended up remaking it, but I made it with respect to using ChatGPT to improve your resume. So what happens when you ask ChatGPT to write your resume, make you unrejectable? And this one is doing really well as well, way better than the original one. And even ChatGPT, their official account, reposted this video. So that's an example of just like looking at what has been performing well and then doubling down on that format, just put a new twist on it. So instead of money, I posted this video about using ChatGPT to improve your resume, and it also contained 3 prompts, which is what I had in the original video. So that's a way to kind of repurpose your winners or put a new spin on the formats that are working really well. Now, this is really important to understand. People call this 200 view jail, but don't panic. That actually means your account is healthy. Shadow banned is something I would be concerned about. That looks like getting fewer than 100 views for 10 videos in a row. Most people aren't shadow banned though. As long as you're getting 200 to 300 views for each video, your account is perfectly healthy. But what that means is TikTok is showing your video to a small group of 200 to 300 people, and it is not performing well for that group. So this could be a combination of your content is just bad, which is normal when you're beginning, so don't freak out, or it could be the wrong audience, right? We've talked a lot about choosing one niche, figuring out the keywords and stuff, choosing hooks from other viral videos in your niche. All of that helps with targeting. So what you want to do is obviously make better content or make the best quality content you possibly can, but also teach the TikTok algorithm whom it should be showing your content to. When those two things are aligned, you get consistently high performing videos. So here's the 30-day challenge. You have the plan, choose one niche, make 100 videos within the next 30 days. Don't worry about view count or anything like that. Just make sure you're following the process and executing the reps. When you're starting out, you don't need to make videos longer than 30 seconds because like the more time you spend on a video, the more you are prone to burn out when videos flop and don't perform. So one niche, 100 videos, 30 days, follow the exact process I've outlined here. In terms of technical questions like, do you need a separate camera, a separate microphone, a separate ring light, an editor, a fancy editing tool? The answer to all of that is no. Literally, I know I'm in AI. I love AI. I showed you how to use ChatGPT. You can literally use a ChatGPT free account, okay? You don't need to pay for anything for this challenge. In fact, I encourage you not to pay for anything because I notice people use it as a crutch. They kind of like think, oh, because I paid for this, it's going to be a silver bullet. No, we're going to remove all of that. Don't pay for anything. Use ChatGPT for free. You're going to use the TikTok native mobile app to film. So just film yourself talking, copy the hook that is viral in your niche, and then write this script with ChatGPT, and then basically just hold up your phone with the bullet points right behind your phone and hit film. All you have to do is edit out any mess ups and then put the title, just like in the viral video you're copying, put some captions, put the description and hashtags, and post. Filming a video from start to finish usually doesn't take me more than 15, max 20 minutes per video. So you can absolutely do 3, even 4 videos a day if you're absolutely serious about this. Even if it takes you a little longer than 30 days, get to your 100 videos. You're going to learn so much and be such a better creator by the end of it. So I wish you the best of luck. This will absolutely blow up your TikTok accounts in 2026 if you follow every single step I've outlined here. And don't forget to hit like and hit subscribe if you want more content like this.